I hope that you're having a beautiful full moon in Virgo. We're just around the corner here, and this is coming up on Friday, March 18th, 2022. So today I want to talk about a couple of different things. I'm most excited about sharing a little bit about something I researched in Greek ancient religion and mythology and a figure called Astaria. So I want to talk about her and a couple of things that we can spiritually reflect on for this upcoming full moon in Virgo. So let's get started. So I like to read. I'm a researcher, so I'm going to read from my notes and quote some of my favorite astrologers as usual. So here we go. Virgo embodies Earth goddess energy, often symbolized in Western culture by the beloved Mother Mary or Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus, as well as things like service, intellect, because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, as well as healing in this area. And then in ancient Greek religion and mythology, the celestial version was the Star Maiden, or the goddess of innocence and purity, Astaria. She ascended into heaven to become the constellation of Virgo. According to myth, Astaria will one day come back to Earth, bringing with her the return of the next golden age. So if you look at like Plato's The Aeon, or kind of that wheel of the ages, I think that's totally fascinating. And I've kind of agreed with the theory that we're coming back into a golden age where we can expect higher levels of spirituality and divine connection, peace on earth, things like this. So what a very exciting time and a very exciting year this is shaping up to be spiritually for us all and the collective. So anything else? Oh, I just wanted to add that she was noted to be the ambassador of the previous golden age and that she upholds the balance of the seasons and represents natural law over man-made law. So really beautiful stuff on Astaria from Greek mythology, yes? And then next, we always got to talk about the full moon. We're on the full moon here. I know sometimes people can fear the full moon because it does tend to bring up a lot of different energies. And so I wanted to talk about something today that I think can help with this or help us spiritually prepare for full moons. So we'll discuss that next. The full moon is a time to celebrate and collect on our actions and rewards that we've taken during the previous cycle, or reap the rewards of the actions we've taken in previous lunar cycles. With this happening in Virgo, this is a chance to get grounded and analyze what we truly want and also do not want in our lives. Most notably, the full moon illuminates or shines a light on our lives. This includes both the positive as well as the not so positive aspects. And so here we go. I think that the most effective way to spiritually prepare for the full moon is to take a look at the house in which it will fall for you. And I really just think the easiest way to do this without calculations is to go to Braca Goldsmith. I post about her a lot. She's a Pleiadian-based astrologer like me. And she provides this information for every sun sign every month on her YouTube channel. So, if you're Scorpio, you can type in Braca Goldsmith Scorpio March 2022, and she'll tell you which house this moon's going to fall in for you for each month, or the full moon's going to fall in each month for you. So if you're interested in that more personal information, check out her YouTube channel. And I'm going to list a couple of examples that I wrote down from her videos this month that she's provided for us regarding the houses. So for example, a couple of examples, if you're an Aquarius or a Pisces sun sign, this full moon is going to be occurring in the 8th house for you, 8th house. So 8th house rules sexuality, finances, investments, anything that requires going deep, like Pluto. So things that have been kept hidden and that need to be liberated are all ruled by this house. And let's see, Aries, if you're an Aries sun sign, this full moon will be occurring in your 6th house, which represents your well-being, your health, work, and maybe you can be reflecting on if you want to make any changes here. Let's see, Sagittarius, woohoo! For us Saggies, this will be occurring in the 10th house. And this is great. This is all about your aspirations, your public image, kind of the image that you have there, and also your gifts, Braca pointed out. And I thought that was a really important addition, your gifts, your natural gifts. And then I like the question that she posed for us Sagittarians. Are you allowing yourself to be seen? Is maybe the question for this Virgo full moon. And I just wanted to add to that, that Sagittarians did a lot of deep work last year because the South Node was in Sagittarius. So we had a lot of, interpersonal stuff to dig through at a deep spiritual level. And so I'm starting to feel like this is the time for Sagittarians to come back to their full fire, for sure. So I think this moon is going to be an important pivot point for any other centaurs out there. Okay, next, so Capricorn, if you're a Capricorn, this is occurring in the 9th house. And 9th house is my favorite, rules higher purpose, meaning in life, as well as travel and adventure, and studying and learning. And last example I'll give today is Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio, full moon's going to be occurring in your 12th house. And this is beautiful. This is the inner world, the exploration of things invisible or esoteric, and anything that has to do with getting quiet within yourself there. So those are some fun examples. And then another thing that I thought was really important to note was that we have a grand trine at this full moon, all occurring in earth signs. So I wanted to say something about a trine really quickly. Here's a book I recommend from Athens True Sidereal Astrology course, Chart Interpretation Handbook. And this is by Stephen Ario. So I just want to give the example here. Okay, so we've got a grand trine occurring here between the moon in Virgo, Pluto in Capricorn, and the North Node in Taurus. So pretty powerful. And then he says here in this book that a trine aspect represents an easy flow of energy into established channels of expression. The planets involved in the trine reveal dimensions of life and specific energies which are naturally integrated and flow together harmoniously. Such an aspect often shows a way of being, however, rather than a way of doing. And it can be easy to take for granted these abilities and talents that we have represented in some of the planets of these trines. So just a brief example I could add to that, let me get my note, is just that I have Virgo in the South Node placement, as well as I'm a Virgo ascendant. So I feel like this is hitting me kind of hard, this full moon. And I think it's important that if we have something in the South Node, so for me that's Virgo, yes, we need to ascend that in a sense. Whatever you have as your South Node, it's important to ascend that in this incarnation. But I also have that Virgo as my ascendant rising sign. And so that's been an interesting balance that I've had to create there. And so for me, this comes through as my mothering. My mothering is my highest priority, and I love children, and I take organization and all things kind of mental ruled by Mercury and communication and my mothering, these kind of earthly things, really seriously. So kind of look maybe and see where some of these planets are in your chart. We've got, again, the moon, Pluto, and then the North Node. Kind of check out what those maybe are for you and see if you've got any Virgo energy there or where you have Virgo in your birth chart, and maybe try to reflect on what you could enhance with Virgo energy in your life. And for me, this has been all about just kind of accepting that, yeah, I have a lot of aspirations, but also I need to take my mothering and my passion for children and home life equally as seriously as all my Sagittarian sun sign aspirations, for example. So sorry, a little long-winded there, but I hope that everybody's doing well. And I just wanted to end with one tarot card as usual. And since with Virgo, we look at the Great Mother, Mother Mary, and spirits like this, things like this, I thought it might be appropriate to look at the Work Your Light Oracle card, Star Mother. Star Mother. And this one just reminds me of Virgo energy. And the question is posed, how can you mother yourself? How can you mother yourself? And then what we've got here in our little guidebook, this is Rebecca Campbell. If you want to check out this oracle deck, it's awesome. Okay, you are more held than you could possibly imagine. loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew, you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let the mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all of your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. And if you allow it, you are already healed. Let the mother remind you of your inner goodness. Let her love away your fears. And I thought that was so great because in the negative manifestation of Virgo, which every sign has, this mental energy with Mercury as the ruler can make us really prone to anxiety, and kind of that rapid thought over-analyzation kind of thing. And so I think this card's really helpful. We have to remind ourselves sometimes that we do need to nourish the child within, the inner child. And we do need to celebrate ourselves and slow down enough sometimes to just take care of ourselves without having to constantly achieve, analyze, organize, and perfect things. And I do think that this kind of brings a little bit of a buffer to anxiety that we can experience in the modern world when we just allow ourselves to slow down and take time for healing and to take care of ourselves. So that's what I think this Virgo moon is kind of pointing us towards right now. And thank you for joining me here on Divine Feminine Astrology School, and I'll talk to you all soon. Happy full moon in Virgo.